Have you ever taken the time to think about how objects get their value? I mean, the value we ascribe to an object is usually far greater than the value of the object itself, right? Let me give you an example. So this right here is my wedding ring. This wedding ring is actually made from a US quarter, which means that the raw material of this ring is about 25 cents. Or maybe even less, because I can't even pay for anything with this ring anymore because it's not in the shape of a quarter. Maybe it's valued a little bit higher than 25 cents because somebody's actually taken the time to bend it into a circle so that it can be worn as a wedding ring. So people might find value in that. But the truth is, we all know that this wedding ring to me is priceless. Why? Because it represents that Brittany Gubser is my wife till death do us part. I mean, it helps demonstrate to myself and to the rest of the world that my love is solely for Brittany Gubser. I mean, that is priceless. And so this wedding ring is one of the most valuable things I own. And it's valuable not because of what it's tangibly worth. It's valuable because of what it means to me and what it means to Brittany and what it means to the world. So the same is true about our actions. And we see this in 1 Timothy in our reading today. So 1 Timothy is written by Paul and is written to his traveling companion named Timothy. Timothy traveled with Paul for most of his missionary career and was one of Paul's best loved and most trusted assistants. And so as Paul is talking to him in chapter 5, verse 24, Paul says this: "Remember, the sins of some people are obvious, leading them to certain judgment, but there are others whose sins will not be revealed until later." That's scary to me because that means that our sins will all be exposed. That reminds me that even the things that I do in private will one day be revealed. And so that should keep us, that should add an extra layer of accountability, knowing that God sees all things and ultimately everything will be exposed. But in verse 25, he says the positive side of this. He says, "In the same way, the good deeds of some people are obvious, and the good deeds done in secret will someday come to light." So that means that God's actually going to make sure that the things that we're doing in private that are good deeds are also going to be exposed. So when I was a youth pastor, we had this retreat where the middle schoolers got a t-shirt at the end of their event. And we actually, based on a book, we had printed on the inside of the back of the t-shirt, "Secretly Awesome." Literally the phrase "secretly awesome" was printed in like glow ink on the back of the shirt. And the purpose of that was for the person who was wearing it, when they put on the t-shirt, it reminded them to be secretly awesome, to do awesome things, to do awesome deeds for God, for their not for their own glory, but for God's glory. And wouldn't it be awesome if that was all of our mindset, that every day we were intentionally secretly awesome, that the good deeds we did weren't for some, twisted, way of getting good deeds done back to ourselves, like this Christian karma concept, but instead, what if our good deeds were solely for the purpose of giving God glory, knowing that He sees all things and that we don't need man's approval or woman's approval, we need God's approval. We want to do the good deeds for Him. So today, I want to encourage you to be secretly awesome, because that's going to have far greater value than anything else. Love you guys.